Just good practice habits, you know. I mean, we've spent a lot of time, you know, today just coming out of the meeting and literally it's all about these little things, man, and because the details is what lead to the big things, and you know, just having good practice habits. You know, got to learn, you know, as you go through camp, you got to learn how to practice the right way, and we're all we got. You know, everybody watched the Hall of Fame game last night, right? And we don't get to play anybody. You know, we don't get to bring somebody in and practice against them. We're the only level of football that doesn't get to do that. I still don't understand that, but you know, so we're all we got. So you have to learn how to practice, you know, and then there's certain habits within practice that if you don't practice that way, you don't just flip a switch and have it show up on game day. It doesn't work that way. So that's the biggest thing. I want to see the maturity in how we handle ourselves on the practice field today, and I think we'll see that.
Dabo, you mentioned Ella Brzee earlier. I think she was honored at the ladies' clinic. You said that a lot of us face Elias, but we have David.
Yeah.
How well have you got to know her, and is she kind of an inspiration for Brian, but then also for others?
Oh man, you know, Ella is an inspiration for our whole locker room. You know, everybody loves Brian, and everybody loves, you know, his family. He's got a beautiful family, just you know, beautiful sisters, awesome mom and dad. I mean, just great people. And so, you know, you get to know people in the recruiting process. And little Ella, you know, she was, I don't know, a young middle schooler when I met her, and so now she's 15, and you know, she's in a tough battle, and she's an inspiration. I mean, you know, being with her at the ladies' clinic and seeing just her spirit, you know, and her joy in the moment, man, it was inspiring. And you know, she's definitely someone that I pray for every day, and their family, and you know, just I know our team, you know, really is praying for as well. So, and just keeping our arms around Brian and lifting him up as he navigates what he's trying to do on a daily basis, but also, you know, be there and support his sister.
Peyton Page has a lot of guys in front of him. What kind of opportunity do you think he has, just given all the experience around him and above?
Just go compete. They're going to all play. You know, this is a team that's built a lot like our 14 team. You know, you were around here in 14, so you remember, you know, DJ and Grady and I was at the Falcons the other day, and I was just talking to Grady about this. But DJ and Grady and Carlos and Deshaun Williams, all them guys are still playing, right? And Josh Watson, and I think there was one more in there. This is a group that I missed one. He was an end, but Ian was the same way. You had Tavares and Corey Crawford and Kevin Dodd and Shaq and Vic. I mean, it's a pretty good group. So our 18 group had the star power on the front line, but we were really young behind them. You know, our backups were a young Logan Rudolph, a freshman Xavier Thomas. You know, we got, you know, we stayed healthy. We had Albert. He was our most veteran guy. But this group's very deep, so those guys are all going to have opportunity to play. And you know, our strength will be in numbers, and hopefully that will serve us well throughout the course of the season. And there's not many teams that will be able to have that type of depth and rotate and things like that. But Peyton is going to be a true sophomore. I mean, how about that guy? He was 380 pounds when he got here. That was a bad 380. It wasn't a Dietrich 380, David Hood. It was a bad 380. So he's not listening to me. You paying attention, Hood? Okay, good. Just want to make sure.
Bobby Bowden back there.
Yeah, Bobby Bowden. He's asleep back there. But you know, look what was he? I mean, he's 380 when this kid shows up midterm, and he's the same thing. Didn't have a senior year, and now what was he, like 315, 317? I mean, incredible. I mean, just he's a different person. And he did some stuff last year. He made some glances, some flashes, and did some things. But he's one of those guys that can do it all, man. And so there's room for all them guys. I promise you, if they deserve to play, Nick gonna get them in there. He had a great spring, so if he'll build on that, he'll be fine.
Yeah, but the NCAA recently recommended doing away with the one-time transfer rule of letting players transfer as often as they want to. Curious just what your reaction is to that. Do you think that would further complicate trying to manage your roster?
Well, I don't think there's any question about that. If you were the head coach and everybody could leave at any time, would that be complicated for you? Okay, well, there you go. I mean, but I don't think they passed that, did they? Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. We have we don't have much structure in college football right now, So that's why you better be inside out and you just focus on where your feet are and be great today. And that's my focus is, because I don't have any control over any of that stuff, so I ain't worried about it. And I just focus on our guys and Clemson and getting ready for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, but Thomas also was saying that there's maybe more negative recruiting against Clemson now than there used to be. Just as a program, how do y'all kind of handle that? Do you try to handle that, or you just kind of?
Well, I think we're recruiting pretty good, so they ain't negative enough, I don't guess. Again, it's one of those things you don't control. I mean, you just be who you are. Just be who you are. Focus on being who we are and be transparent. I mean, I think we're doing all right in recruiting. Doing all right.
Dabo, when you look at middle linebacker with Trotter and Bentley and McGuire, do you want one of those guys to emerge to be the guy, or can you play?
They all the guy. They all can play. Man, Levante Bentley, that's a redshirt junior. That's a bad dude right there. He is a grown man. Trotter, McGuire, Simpson. Who the heck am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one of them.
Carter.
Barrett's kind of a hybrid guy, but Trotter and McGuire and Bentley and Trenton Simpson. Man, you can just pull them up in the air. They all them guys can play. So I think all of them are going to play. That's why we didn't even put a depth chart out, because I don't know who's going to run out there first. We'll see. A long way to go, but I do know this: if all them guys are healthy, they're going to play. I don't see them standing on the sideline and be WWE tag team. All right, I got you. I'm in. I'm out. So that's what you want, man. And they're very. That's the other thing I like about this team. I said this to y'all in the spring. They're a very self-aware group. They've got a lot of selflessness and self-awareness, and those are two of those unique intangibles that you don't always have. These guys love each other, and that whole group right there, man, they'll all play. I just hope they keep getting better. But the competition there, that makes everybody better, for sure.
How far do you think Kevin Swint came last spring playing the Den?
He came a long way last year. He really did. By the end of last year, we really were confident in him. Very dependable player, and then he just kind of took it to another level this spring. So, he's got them four dudes in front of him, but this time next year, all them guys are gone. So this will be a big year for him as a redshirt sophomore to really solidify himself, and he'll have plenty of opportunity to play for sure. But I'm really proud of Kevin. He's a good football player. He's a very committed guy. He's a great teammate. He's passionate about it. He's tough. But he has fully made that transition and bought into it. A very knowledgeable, very instinctive player. Like the game comes easy to him. It really does.
Is Jake Brennan still a guy that can be moved out? So not playing outside receiver or anything, but just moving outside some?
All of our tight ends are outside. We're more detached than we are attached. They're some depending on formation. They're in the backfield some, and then we occasionally have some attached stuff. But most of the time, those guys are in a 2-point stance. But Jake can do it all. I'm proud of him. He from where he was. I think he was about maybe 227 or something like that, and he's working to where we need. I think he'll roll out of Clemson in the probably 240 range, and it doesn't happen overnight, but he's really progressed, really in all areas. But he's one of those guys that again can be as good as he wants to be. There's really nothing he can't do. He's a tough kid. and we got to continue to get a little more thump in his rump, if you will. But he's a tough-minded kid, but he can really run. He's got great ball skills and still just developing. I mean, true freshman last year, got enough experience to be dangerous. I thought he built on it this spring. I like how he finished the spring, and I think he's in a good spot. But, we love what we have at that position with him and Sage and Davis. I mean, we got three really good players, and nobody ever talks about Luke Price, but old Luke, man, he's a salty dog. He's a good football player for us. 6-year guy, one of the strongest guys on this team, one of the smartest, and one of the most respected guys on this team. So it's a really good group, good room. That, I think poised hopefully to have our best year in a while at that position.
What's your first thoughts on a guy like Antonio Williams? I know you mentioned him earlier. Yeah, just your first thoughts on him.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player in that he can do a lot of things. You saw that in high school, from yards after the catch, screens, sweeps, winning in space. He's a very good route runner. Like he's more of a he and Cole Turner are two good examples. Like Cole Turner, I love our group. This is a fun. I mean, Adam Randall, are you kidding me? This guy's 230 and runs a 4.4, and he's got like 3% body fat. It's insane. I mean, it's crazy what this kid is going to be. And then you got Antonio, and then you got Cole, who, Cole, he might be top 3 fastest kid on this team. Can fly, and he's got a high skill set. But he's only played 2 years of football, and he played as a junior in the option, and then they played in the spread as a senior because he was a basketball guy that decided he wanted to play football. I mean, I'm excited about him because we can throw him in the weight room, and we got to teach him a lot. But they're all going to end up in the same spot when it's all said and done. But Antonio is a very polished kid. He's at a very different place than a guy like Cole. Like I said, I think they're going to end up in the same spot, but where they start at is different. Antonio is very polished, very skilled, has a really high aptitude of the position from a technical aspect standpoint. So I'm excited to get my hands on him and really watch him. And then, but the guy that's probably been the best guy out there has been Spector. I mean, everybody just forgets who Spector is because he hadn't played in 2 years. So easy to forget him when you don't have anything to really go by. But this guy is a beautiful football player. He is big and strong and explosive. And this time last year he couldn't walk up those steps, literally. So and we got some things like that on this team that I think has galvanized this group a little bit. And Specs poised for a great year. But that little Antonio, man, I'm excited to see him and Will Taylor. And Stellato, he had a heck of a spring. I loved how he finished. So hopefully we'll get him back sooner than later. I wish he could go today.
Anybody else?
One more. How would you describe your approach to recruiting in this class, especially with the success you had zoning back 2022? How would you describe that approach?
No different than it's been since I've been here. Just looking for kids and families that value what we offer. And same philosophy that we've always had, no different. And we're right where we've always been. Probably by September 1, we'll be, percentage-wise where we've always been as far as completion of the class. So we really haven't done anything. We just kept the main thing. And, just continue to, we don't offer a lot of guys. I think we're 4th fewest offers in the country. So we don't try to be all things to all people. We believe in who we are and how we do things, and so really just I think the more chaotic it's gotten, the better it's been for us, in a recruiting standpoint. So excited about where we are.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Okay, appreciate it.
We'll have about 20 minutes for y'all to hang here.